So the eShop has some pretty interesting games out there. Some really good, some really bad, and others that are good, but after playing for 5 minutes you question why you purchased it. And that's what this game kind of is. It's speedx 3D for Nintendo 3DS. So speedx 3D is a game where you have to get to the end of the stage while trying to avoid big square obstacles. That's it. You have to avoid the big square objects and get to the end without dying. A simple plot, pretty fun game, but the problem is that it's a game that you pick up, play for 5 minutes, and then put down, never play again. And that's because the fact that speedx 3D just doesn't have a lot to offer. Now, I do commend the game highly because when you push play, it gives you 4 different kinds of playing styles. You can do stages where you can go through each stage, which is great. You got endless and survival, which are pretty much on the same boat of, go as long as you can without dying. And then zone is where it gets really, really cool because you have to go through the stage and you have a certain amount of fuel, so you have to hit the fuel block to get more fuel and see how long you can go. That's really cool. Stage and zones are my 2 favorite playing styles. But if you go into stage, you see there are multiple different worlds. There are 4 worlds throughout the game, and each world has probably, I think, like 12 levels. And the levels get longer and longer, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the levels at times can get so long, and the blocks are just so repetitive that it just has nothing to offer because you've seen it all. The blocks are placed in a hard position so you know which way to turn. Sometimes the level changes to where it opens up flat and then goes back into a circle. But other than that, just doesn't offer much of anything. And that's why speedx 3D is a fun game to me, but yet it's that game where you kind of question why you paid 99 cents or $1.99 for it. I mean, it's not an expensive purchase by any means. It's probably one of the cheapest games you'll ever get on the eShop. But it just comes into a question of, was it really worth it? Now, I could see a lot of people having this game and falling in love with it because there is a good audience for this game. For me personally, I don't think it was very good. For other people, yeah, I think it'd be great for them to play it and to buy it. But for me, I just don't think it was worth it. And that's just due to the fact that there's just not a lot to offer. I mean, the blocks are placed in a way, and sometimes they catch you off guard. But the problem is, they give you so many shields that it's really not much of a challenge after that. You can hit a block and die like I did, or you can get like up to 5 shields and not really have much of a trouble at all. But all in all, I think the game is fair, and if you want to check it out, then I think you should. Otherwise, I think you should take my word for it and maybe skip over this one and give something else a go. It's speedx 3D for Nintendo 3DS.